Hi, this is Savannah Faye. I am a musician and intuitive energy practitioner. It's great to have you here if it's your first time on my channel. If not, then welcome back. And if you're one of the OGs who have been watching me proliferate about love and romance in songs since 2021, then my hat goes off to you. Thank you very much, guys, for being here. So it's my intention that this video reaches at least one person, touches the soul or the heart of just one person, and that this information can reach them and inspire them into shifting their awareness in whatever way, basically, whatever way is in their highest good. So today I'm going to be talking about the body as a vessel. It's a wonderful topic, and the lens that I like to look at the world through makes it a little bit more interesting, just a couple more layers on there. So maybe you've heard of the expression that we are all spirits having a human experience. And I will just cut in and say that the way I do these is I like to type them out and then read them. Because then I don't have to have you guys waiting while I think about words and wording and everything. So you'll see me reading while I say all this. So maybe you've heard the expression that we're all spirits having a human experience, or like we're extraterrestrials having a human experience, or we're souls having a human experience. And this is the idea that a body without a soul would just be like someone in a coma, for example, or like being a vegetable. So we needed the physical DNA from both parents to create the vessel, basically, but without that spark of light and the soul entering the vessel, there'd be no consciousness, which is very basic information. I'm sure everyone knows that. So if you're following me still, then obviously that made sense. And so I believe in magic, and I believe in miracles. And a lot of what I do is located in that realm of mysticism. But even if you look at it from a religious perspective, I really believe that it checks out in any way you spin this. I think that the most important word for this video, and I might make it the title, embodiment. Embodiment is how I would describe the goal of possibly every human on Earth. And I do this with my fingers because I'm so excited about it. So we all crave full embodiment of ourselves. Now, what does that mean, perchance? Well, I look at it like an ever-growing and changing, modulating, evolving thing that we are continuously chasing, and that is a huge part of the human experience. Obviously, we are involved in something called evolution, like the constant craving to better ourselves and to develop and grow, but as above, so below. Okay, so that chase for what we believe or feel we should be or have is super interesting, because embodiment has everything to do with right now, and also everything to do with every other time that could or would have ever existed. And here's what I mean by that. So we're all spiritual beings, and where we come from, there's no time, or at least this is a theory. there's no space, or at least space and time don't act the same way as they do on Earth. So we were one with like God, creator, spirit, all that is, however you want to spin that, in a way that is not possible on Earth while in the 3D form. Now, monks have removed themselves from society for prolonged periods and felt that they found enlightenment. And then do you know what happened? Because I thought it was super interesting. I heard a story about this one guy. He came back, he told everybody, like, about his enlightenment and what he learned, and he tried to spread awareness and share. So eventually the reality of people in the world and society, like, forced him to return to his cave because reality set in. And okay, let me keep reading. So embodiment to me can never be to the full extent that we all know is possible deep down, that we feel we may have experienced at some point. Some people have experienced it in near-death experiences, or other types of revelations. But for the most part, we understand that there's more in some abstract sense, and yet we are still counting. Spelling error. We are still continuing our lives in these 3D bodies and realities. So, and there's more that I wanted to say about that I didn't even write. But let me just say, that feeling of feeling like there's more that's possible. I know all of us feel that. It's not just me. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about. It's like you just know you're capable of more. You know you could feel more. You know that this could be like more real, more in tune, more alive, more aware. Like you could be more. You could grow more. You could know more. You know, you could feel more. You could feel so much that it's overwhelming. Like, what does the body do? The skin. I'm totally getting off track now. The skin senses things and it feels things. It can feel everything that touches it, including the air and little hairs and our clothes. But what happens? Well, our nervous system turns off the sensors once it's gotten like the same message multiple times. It shuts it down because it's like, okay, I already know there's a shirt on my skin, and if I keep being aware of that shirt on my skin, I'll go crazy. So as above, so below. There are other things that might be shut down that we're not even aware of because it would just be too overwhelming to experience all of it. And that's what I'm trying to get at in this video, is this sense of like, maybe there is a whole lot more that all of us could be experiencing. And imagine, okay, so let me keep getting into this. Okay, I'm excited. So let's think about the body. So we'll zoom out and we're going to look at the earth. The earth is considered to be a representation of feminine energy, right? Mother Earth. But why? Well, because it's the container. It creates the space in which life can exist and express itself. Now, this is a tiny bit of a side note, but the reality that I might even make a different video about is that feminine energy actually does contain masculine energy in it. I think that both contain both, and that's a part of the balance. Okay. It makes sense if you like just zoom out a lot or zoom in a lot on whatever you're focused on. You're like, okay, there's a bit of everything in there. So the earth is a closed system, kind of like a body. It's alive. It has veins like our body. It has blood like our body. It has illness like our body. And if the earth were weakened for whatever reason, imagine what would happen to the life that she holds. If Mother Earth were weak, things would begin dying. Life would not be able to grow and flourish and sustain in the same way that an Earth which is in optimal health would be. So imagine like Mother Earth exploding with life. She's strong, all of her systems are moving and flowing and communicating properly. Then something like humans can happen, where now we're taking life from what it was and we're innovating and we're harnessing that power and we're creating new things that have never been imagined before. Or so they say. Because I personally don't think that we're the first civilized, like advanced civilization that existed, or even let alone the most advanced. But that's all conspiracy. So there is neither. So okay. So now we'll zoom back in. Now we're looking at our bodies as the vessel. So think of your health of your vessel and the life that it's able to hold. Therefore, if your vessel is not in good health, then similar to the analogy with the earth, you won't be able to harness as much power, as much bang for your buck. I thought of it like lightning in a bottle. It's really the perfect imagery, I think. So, props to my brain. Have you ever heard of spirits being communicated as light? I'm assuming that everyone has heard of that. So imagine the soul is like a lightning bolt, and we want to catch that lightning bolt in our vessel. Well, that bottle, in order to hold a lightning bolt, better be strong. Otherwise, it's going to shatter. Think about when a person is struck by lightning. If that power overwhelms their body, they die. If they somehow manage to channel it, they might live. Right? If they can channel through their body into something else, they might live. So that's fine and dandy. Channeling is great. We can channel in various different ways, which usually ends up being creative avenues. We create art, music, babies, societies, cities, businesses, ideas. But I don't want to only be a channel. I want to embody my spirit, right? Not even just embody it, but fully embody it. Like every little bit, every little particle. To the extent of the law, is what I said. Which is a joke because luckily it's not against the law to be completely yourself. That's a plus. So how can we work towards that ever-changing, ever-growing, evolving self that is embodiment? So first, you have to become aware of yourself. We are aware of ourselves exactly as we are right now. You know where you've been, but we can just set that aside for right now. So, you know your past, but we're going to just take that and we're going to put it in the other room, and we're going to save that for later, for after this, after the video's over, you go back in that room, you pull that past right back over, but for now, we'll just set it aside. And we know we have our future, but we're just going to set that one aside as well. It's right there if you need it, but we'll set it aside. We're going to be right here in the middle, in the now. So, take a deep breath. Feels good. And we'll do a little thought experiment. For now, we're just going to sit in all of this right here, right now. And we're going to embody the now. Okay, I'll start from here. So if you're looking at yourself, feeling into yourself, and you think that you are everything that you could possibly be, already right now, then life probably looks pretty boring to you. So I'm assuming most people aren't going to think that way. And most people are going to be like, yeah, I can do more. I could be more. Okay. Good. That's great. So our body has different systems going on. And so we all have the muscular, fleshy part. We have the mental part, the energetic parts. So, whew, excuse me. So you all know if you want a more powerful mind, what do? You study, you read, do mental exercises. You can meditate. What I wanted to talk about today, most importantly and specifically, is like the physical body. So let's say you want to hone your spiritual gifts, and whatever you want to hone. But when I say spiritual gifts, you don't have to be like, oh, I want to hone my spiritual gifts. Like, maybe not everybody's thinking that way, but if you are, that's awesome. But maybe you're just like, I want to be, yes, Savannah, I want to be more of myself. That sounds amazing, right? Embody more of my spirit. Perfect. Well, it's the same thing, but okay. Why am I arguing with myself? So where was I? So in order to do that, you would want to practice every day. And recently I've started to believe like things can only really like go so far that way. Eventually you have to strengthen your vessel. If you want to become stronger in the quantum realms, you know, as like a friggin' like quantum leaper or whatever it is you want to be, you're gonna have to strengthen your vessel. Even if it's like someone's like, oh, I want to do like shamanic journeying, you're gonna need to strengthen your vessel. Okay? Like, I don't care what you're doing, like, you're gonna need to do that. So it's important, and that's why I made this video. Eventually, you're gonna have to strengthen your vessel. So here's what I'm saying. God, all that is, spirit, and our connection to it is us. It's our soul. Basically, we're like 1,000% attuned, tapped in, turned on to the God creator energy source. And maybe we can hold a small percentage of that in our body at one time. Like, it doesn't have to be a small percentage, but I'm just talking like a portion of all it is we can hold within ourselves, right? So, or you can channel it like in higher doses of frequency. So like strong channeling, right? People create amazing things in short amounts of time while they're channeling this energy, passing through them in that creative art. But what I want to talk about is fully embodying yourself in the now, and eventually you're going to have to start working out if you want to embody more of yourself. Like, you're going to have to do that. So you have to strengthen the vessel, and maybe that's why we're living in a culture today where everybody is shut out from their individual power, because we're all being force-fed this ideal that the standard of health is like way far below what is required for like for full self-embodiment. Now, imagine you were created to do something. Alright, we're here in the now. Remember? Past is over there. Present is over there. Wherever you put them. We're here. So imagining right here that you have a purpose here. You were created to do something, and it's something very important. Now, even if you don't know what that is, or if you do know what that is, I still believe that even if you know what that purpose is, you still only know a part of it. And there's, I don't want to say there's no way, but there's just so much that we don't know about the ripple effect of what we do and how it affects things that we don't even know exist. You know? So really, like, you may know your purpose here on earth, but you don't even know the purpose and how that purpose is affecting everything. I don't know, I'm just theorizing. So you don't know maybe the full depth of your impact. Either way, imagine how silly it would be to go through all this care in creating a vessel and then putting a lightning bolt in it, and then just like that, vessel destroyed. So that's like, that would be silly. That's a waste of everyone's time and energy. And like the God, creator, spirit, life force, like, it's not going to just like create a vessel and then just like, oh, broken. No, it's only going to put as much of that lightning bolt spirit energy in as the vessel can handle at a given time, or channel at a given time. So basically, what the creator, in my theory, is spirit is only going to give you as much of your own power, your own light, as you can handle embodying at one time. So imagine that you are someone who craves power, and not 3D power, but the feeling of power, which comes from this like dominion over and like in ourselves. Like, you feel empowered because like you are fully embodied. It's empowering. Honestly, it's even hard for me to think about because I'm not there yet either. But what I've realized and set into action is that I need to strengthen my vessel for this next portion of my journey to the center of the universe, which was a joke, but also it's an analogy about, how I want to get into the center of my soul. I want to get into the deepest parts of it, where in lies there the fullest embodiment of myself. Parts of myself I don't know yet, parts of myself I didn't know existed. Whoa. So, and that's something I wish for whoever's listening as well. So let's talk about it. Have you ever felt moments of clarity that shock you? Like you're shifting paradigms all of a sudden, and then suddenly, boom, you're back in the other paradigm. And like back to normal after just like a few moments. So I believe that is a sign that you are in process of evolving into the next state of being, the next level of consciousness for you. And I think of it like a ball bouncing. It's like the first time the ball hits the ground when you drop it, it's like the quickest. It's like, whoa, all of a sudden, like, where am I? What's going on? And then the ball's off the ground. And it takes a while, but eventually it'll bounce again. And when it bounces that time, it's a little slower. And then it goes up a little less high. So next time it bounces will be sooner. Until finally it's like the new paradigm. Okay? So if you're experiencing those shifts where all of a sudden you're like, oh my god, what's going on? And then you're like, what's going on now? Why is it back to normal? You're in good hands. So let's see. Okay, so then you are in the process of evolving into a new state of being. The reality is that you need to be strong. You need to be, well, I was gonna say, like, you need to be strong just to withstand joy. You have to be strong. Like, do you think that you have experienced the most potent joy possible to be experienced in existence? Like, do you think you've experienced that? Well, I don't think it's necessarily because, like, you haven't had the opportunity to be that joyful. I think it's because as a vessel, you are not yet capable of holding that joy. It's a theory. It's a theory. And she just went potty, so she better not be whining. Jupiter. No. So how do you experience more joy? Well, first you have to strengthen your vessel. Get your health in order. And we're talking mental health, physical health, emotional health, spiritual health. I remember a time when being happy was overwhelming for me. And I would shut down. And not to the point where, like, I'm a zombie, but it's like I had to actually, like, start taking a moment to myself to just let myself process that experience. You know? I had to actually, like, step away from whatever I was doing and be like, oh my god, I'm so happy, and then, like, really feel it. And then I could get back to doing what I was doing because it just was so much. It was overwhelming. And the same thing can be said with sadness and anger for me. I'm sure everyone has experienced a time when, like, you're very sad, but, like, you can't cry. It shuts down, or like, you should be pissed, but instead you just, like, shut down. You don't, not experiencing the full effect of the emotion. And what is an emotion? It's a communication, it's an energy in your body, it's information in your body. So it takes healing and focused attention to strengthen the vessel so that we are capable of fully embodying even something as simple as the full extent, as simple, of our emotional experience. So what am I saying? Well, just like in anatomy and physiology, they talk about how the body has the nervous system, hormonal system, urinary, digestive, muscular, respiratory, circulatory. Each one is important, and it needs to be in optimal health so that the unit of life can thrive as a whole. But in the spiritual lens that we're looking through in this video, those systems only add up to the physical part of our health. So yeah, all those systems, you got to get those in order so that physically you are there in health. But if you want to go even deeper, then you need to be thinking about your health physically, emotionally, energetically, and spiritually. So part of what I do in the Sage in Me is I come in and I help people who are working on the emotional, energetic, and spiritual aspects of their life. But this video's main purpose is to tell you that eventually you're going to have to start working out. Okay? You can only go so far before you have to start training the physical body. Doing emotional and energetic and spiritual work can absolutely assist with the healing of the physical body. Some people lose weight, like when they release trauma, they lose weight just like it falls off, or there's a lot of ways that can all assist your physical health, but you're gonna have to start working out I believe, in order to reach a new level. I met a woman who wanted to work on her psychic abilities, and I was trying to like read into this for her because I think she was experiencing some blockages, and I kept imagining her as a bodybuilder. And I think the reason why is because she was so frail and so weak physically that intuitively I just felt that what would really show her the best results is if she started to strengthen her body. And it's as simple as like when you're wanting to work in the quantum realms, so like you want to start to do things where you're looking at creation and manifestation as simple as building muscle. If you can build muscle on your body, you are able to manifest. And it's a really simple way to look at it, but sometimes simplicity helps with understanding how easy manifesting is. Because what does it take to build muscle? You just go do it. You just do it. And manifesting is a very similar thing. It's like you do have to work for it, but you don't have to work for it. And I'm still figuring it out. But I know intuitively that if I work on manifesting things that I know absolutely without a doubt I can create, like physical strength, then that will help to train my own consciousness to understand that when I set my mind to creating something, no matter what it is, I can create it. It's just like a little way of training. I'm using the physical training as a way to train myself spiritually in the quantum realms. So yeah, it's like you don't want to be that person who is like extremely like lopsided, like you're very, very smart, very like your spiritual practice is like all day, every day. Well, you can't have a healthy spiritual practice if you don't have a healthy body. If you're neglecting your body, then I'm sorry, but I don't think you're very spiritually evolved. And that's just little old me talking. Because like part of that is like valuing our body. And I'm like speaking from experience. But I don't know why that just made me insecure, but that's okay. So that is why I have recently started working out again, not because I want to change my body shape or size, but because I want to be able to catch lightning in a bottle. I want to hone my manifestation skills. I want to hone my skills of creation, intuition, and carrying the torch for healing on earth. And I truly believe that what will take me to the next level is training my body, because as above, so below. And if I'm strong on a physical level, then I'm also strong on a spiritual level. And that doesn't mean go and bypass all of your feelings and all the work you need to do and just work out. So don't spin my words, please. But basically what I'm saying is to let this be the activation for you to start looking at yourself in the lens of like, how do I reach my fullest potential? And if you strengthen your vessel to go farther, faster, and carry more weight, then your ethereal skills should be affected in a parallel fashion. And here, and you know what you need to work on. So if you're already good physically, then obviously work on something else. The best part, honestly, is that Mother Earth will benefit from you taking care of your own body. You take care of your body, mind, heart, spirit, soul. If you get that in optimal health, you are going to be healing our earth along with yourself. And so you're going to be changing the world just by changing yourself for the better. So, as above, so below, in our imperfect way, we will be doing that other thing, which is the part that none of us know. That's what I wrote. I don't know what that means. By strengthening your vessel, you will be able to hold more of your own soul's power in your presentness, in the consciousness, awareness, and in your nowness at a more constant rate. And as you get used to holding more of that energy, you will be able to handle more of that energy, and you will see day after day that you get better and better. And this gets into being able to be in a state of joy, be in a state of gratitude, be in a state of love every day. That it's something that also, it's like has to be worked at. Like I've been talking in some of my other videos, like about how I've literally this past week been shifting into this new like state of being where I'm no longer feeling like very like much lower energies. So like last year I was feeling very depressed and like very anxious to the point of like being like suicidal. So what I'm getting at is that like living in a state of joy and gratitude and love is something I'm working on right now. And I'm genuinely in the middle of the process, and that's why I'm talking about it. Like, I'm in the process of exercising that muscle. Like, where that muscle is, I don't know. And it's an energetic muscle, I guess, because you don't see it, but you can feel it when it gets tired. And I start to slip. And I start to get sad or something. And not to say that sadness is wrong or anything, but constantly being in a state of sadness or depression that's not normal. So creating this new normal where like if my mood dips, I'm acknowledging, okay, I need to strengthen, I need to focus, I need to hone in and really flex that muscle and get back into that state of joy and gratitude. And when I do that, problem solved. But then that brings me to, I want to strengthen my physical body so that can become, you see how they all tie together. Do you see it? Do you see it yet? I'll keep reading. So, by strengthening your vessel, you will be able to hold more of your own soul's power and your presence, your consciousness, awareness, and your nowness. Okay. The healthier the vessel is, the easier it is to hold gratitude, joy, and love. Which, those are so important because, like, those energies are, like, extremely close to the state of the soul, like, in its purest form, would be described as love, right? Connection with God and all it is, like, described as love. Gratitude, joy, ecstasy, love. These are all things that are that's the frequency of the soul. So that's why I'm working to be in that frequency, stay in that frequency, be the frequency, okay? And this is what we can all be working towards. That's why I'm talking about it. I'm a little hyper and overtired at the same time. So, I'm trying to stay focused and it's only half working. So, the healthier your vessel is, the easier it is to hold these things. Have you ever been so happy that your hands tingle and it feels uncomfortable? I have. I've felt that way. I mean, if you haven't felt that way, maybe you felt a different way, but it's like, it could be overwhelming almost. Like, oh my god, my whole body's like vibrating. Oh my god. And the energy is very powerful. Because you're powerful. And that's your energy. So you need to be able to embody it so that you could be yourself. You could be happy. You could be in joy. You could be, boom, exploding with energy. You got to be able to harness it. You have to be able to hold it in your vessel. Your vessel needs to be strong and healthy. So you don't even know how powerful you are yet, because I'm sure that right now you can admit to yourself that right now you are not all that you could be. Because this whole life is about growing. So nobody's ever there. And it'll drive you crazy sometimes. But that's a part of the fun of this, you know? So it's okay. But the goal is to get like really, 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 really close to that, right? Like you want to get as close as you can. As close as physically possible in this realm, right? So it all starts with looking at that bottle, looking at the vessel, looking at it realistically, right now, and being honest with yourself. Because I will tell you this, you're not the bottle. You are the lightning. So what do you have to do to strengthen your bottle, your vessel, so that your own spirit can come into the 3D reality to the fullest extent of universal law? Which I don't know universal law, but I do know this. You are capable of anything and everything. And I know that magic exists, and I know that miracles do happen and exist. So, what are you doing with that information? Think about it. What is light? Light is information. So imagine how much you will learn, how much more you'll know, all the lessons, the epiphanies, sudden realizations, where everything just clicks, all the wisdom passed down from literally generations and generations of your ancestors. It's all dormant, and spirit is not going to activate it until your vessel is ready to carry that information. Hold that light and embody it. It's kind of like how, like, when if you're in ignorance, like, you just, like, you don't want to know the truth because you can't handle it, so you just, like, ignore it until you're ready. It's like, it's almost like that, except we're talking about, like, energy that is, like, you, so you can fully embody yourself. So don't settle for less than all of you, right? For something as simple as putting in more effort, a little bit goes a long way. And there are people out there literally, like, coming out of the woodwork all the time, and it's their life goal to offer services that will help others in, like, every single possible area of your life that you could think of. You got therapists, personal trainers, tutors, people like me, and then you got also the option to just help yourself, right? So go surprise yourself and see what you can find. Take your health into your own hands and stop believing in the BS on the TV shows and the commercials. Your body is capable of being in optimal health. It's capable of healing itself. You don't need medication. Your body wants to be in perfect health. Your body wants to feel young. The only reason it's not because you're getting older. It's because you're being conditioned that when you're old, certain things are going to happen to you. You're going to feel a certain type of way. So don't allow yourself to be conditioned by all these lies, okay? Because you yourself can turn your own health around. And you don't even know what's possible if you haven't tried, right? So rather than being weirded out or scared by any of that, just get curious. And there's something that you can do today that will strengthen your vessel. And I guarantee that whatever thought pops into your head when I say that, that one thing you know you could do today to strengthen your vessel. You know, if you do that today, you can absolutely do that, and then you will absolutely be that much stronger tomorrow. So go forth. Go forth and conquer. Don't sit around and accept anything less than everything when it comes to your self-embodiment. And I know that you are going to take action because you are an amazing, beautiful individual who is curious about the world around you. And you understand that the world around you is a reflection of the world inside of you as well. So you want to dig. You want to climb. You want to grow. You want to fly. You want to catch lightning in a bottle. And you can do it. You can. So, I love you, and I'm going to leave you with this little message. We are all servants first and foremost to our own hearts. So follow your heart wherever it leads. That way, no matter where you are, you'll be walking in love. All right. Hi, this is